Okay. So we're going over alerts specific to the service team. So this will be your opportunity, Mark, to tell me what alerts you want to turn on, off, who you want to get it, who you don't. So that way we can really hone this in. So to get here, you basically go to setup, you go to customize alert. There's user alerts and then there's notifications. We're going to go to user alerts first. So these are user alerts for anything that happens to do with the lease. So for example, when there's an end date alert, 90 days before the lease ends, for example, they'll send a notice to the property managers, to Lori and Jennifer. That way they'll create a project for a move out project, or not a move out, but maybe a renewal. Hey, do we want to renew or not, right? And they'll do the walkthroughs and all that. So the alerts are great to kind of give you a heads up on stuff. For example, schedule move out date. 3 days before, there's a maintenance managers on here. So let's take a look at that one. So we'll go to view. This alert is sent on a set number of days before the scheduled move out date. So right now, who's on there? The maintenance managers. I think that's you. You're the maintenance manager, right? So is this something that you want to be kept on? Or 3 days before a tenant moves out, you're on it, or is it just information you really don't need?
I mean, what do you think? I mean, uh, yeah, I don't really think that I need to be on that. I mean,
Yeah, it's more of a heads up, like a make ready's coming, but you're going to get that all through the work orders and everything. So
yeah,
I'd say we just turn that off. If you find that you do need it, we can always turn it back on, right?
yeah,
I'm
down
just
the road.
spam. Now you're not getting so much spam. Let's see. Auto start end dates for fees. Okay, all these are just having to do with the lead alerts. You don't need to be on any leads. Resident portal. You don't need to be anything to do with if the tenant made a payment, gave notice, create an account. If they add a comment, now to add a comment seems like everybody gets that.
Yeah,
So
that's
reply to. I'll have to change the reply to and update that. That should change to look at who's in charge of propertyware stuff. That would be BJ and Cyrene. So BJ is getting the reply to, but everybody will get notified if there's a comment. That way you can check the comment to see if it applies to you, and if it does, you can respond. Okay, so let's leave that for now. Owner portal alert. The only one you're on here is owner work order alert. Okay.
now. How do you know? I mean, before even checking, just because you remembered it.
Okay. Owner work order alert. See? Owner
Yeah.
work order alert. Users, maintenance managers,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's active. You can make it active or inactive. I go to edit, it describes it. This real-time alert is sent to the specified recipients when an owner approves or rejects from the owner. This would be good for you to know. But if the owner approves or rejects the work order, do you think Jared and Maribel should know that too? If so, we can add them here, specified users. But they're
Yeah, I
kind of
mean, actually, I mean, eventually they need to get more involved in these work orders and knowing. Um, yeah, I mean, I would assume that they would. But do you want to send it to the invoice or their own personal? Jared at Mars
well,
Hill,
input
and
both of them, but this will be more direct.
yeah, I don't think we want to clutter up the invoice one with anything but invoicing. I
Well,
think
the
you
thing
have
is,
to put a semicolon, not a
oh, you're right.
comma.
Invoice is invoice forwarded to them, or are they checking invoice? They're
They're
checking.
checking it. Yeah, they have that on
Uh,
their Thunderbirds.
yeah, good point. Now,
Yeah, I
do
think
you
I
want,
I think you have to put a semicolon, don't you? Not a comma between the names and then a space. So
no,
either
that works.
does that work? Okay.
Now, this question is, do they have their own login
For invoicing?
or propertyware?
Oh, for
They do.
Propertyware?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
could just
do.
like Jared and Maribel. I couldn't scroll down. So Jared and Maribel, see that?
All right, and did it duplicate it?
I'll just delete this.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So for Jared, Maribel, you and the property managers, you all get alerted. That's a good one. We'll keep on. Owner added a comment. So if owner adds a comment,
Mm-hmm.
we want property managers.
I'm already getting that for some
Yeah.
reason.
I'll just put specified users. So this is, we'll say all support, all service. I'm not even sure who the emails are. I think this here is, I think this goes to property managers that, so the property managers, support, service, and accounting. I think that'll do it.
Yeah, as of now, for either service or Mark Sebastian directly, I get the, owner comments or tenant comments to work orders. When they put in a conversation note or something.
New
So I already,
service, the new service request, if you edit this one, anytime there's a work order created, it'll go to all property managers. Now, what's weird is all property managers here is text, but then individually there's text here as well. So I'll just do specified users. I don't know if the other one even works as well. We'll just do this. This is a sure bet. 1, 2, all the property managers. 3, 4, 5. How about Mike? See, Mike will need this too. There we go. 6. Maintenance managers. That's you.
well, if you collect it,
Jared and Maribel,
oh, you didn't click it.
they're not initiating. So do we really want them to get it as a heads up, maybe? Or does it matter?
Not really. I mean,
I'll keep you on there.
yeah, I mean, as far as the initiating, I mean, it's just, till the point where if they need, specific work orders that are going to them. I mean, right now it's odd even. So it's, you start throwing all those opened up, initiated work orders to them. What are they going to do with it? Right. They're just not going to, they have no
Okay.
reason to really know.
Work
Until-
order,
yeah.
new service request. This is work order created. That means it's created by the property manager. So property manager reply to, and then send to. Now, hopefully, okay. Leave it at that. Work order approved, work order changed. These are all inactive. Do you feel a need for these? The work orders approved, changed, or closed?
Nah. I mean,
When a work order is approved,
yeah, I mean, I get the replies on that.
I mean, really, Jared and Maribel should be getting those.
Yeah.
There's not one email that goes out to them.
To be honest with you, man, even if you get the emails, I think we want to consolidate it in Propertyware within the work order. So, as they go down through their work orders and to confirm, it would have to be approved if it's over the deductible. Is there a way to, that it automatically, a field saying it's been approved? Like if an owner, instead of through email, if it can get to Propertyware, like consolidate all that information under one thing instead of, because if an owner approved a work order,
Like in this situation,
it's usually a phone call.
if the owner approves this work order, what's going to happen is they'll send a notice to Jared and Maribel. That's what we're basically saying on this one.
All right, real quick though, when an owner approves a work order, by what method?
Through Propertyware. There's
Through Propertyware.
That's what this is. This is all through Propertyware. They're not going to be able to read an email, a random email. On the off chance, because this doesn't happen often, that an owner goes through Propertyware and approves the work order, this will now send an alert to Jared and Maribel. which is a good thing because they're taking over the work order anyways, right?
That's if the owner approves it through, Propertyware.
Right.
Like I said,
This
most of
here,
it's through a phone call.
most of it's through a phone call. This is if a work order is changed. If a work order is changed, let's go ahead and send that also to Jared. But they should be aware of anything that changes. So we'll keep them in the loop. Okay, and then when a work order is closed, I don't think nobody needs to know if a work order is closed. It's closed, it's closed, right?
Yeah.
Jen usually closes it, so we'll leave that alone. It's inactive. When a work order is rejected by the owner, and the property manager should know about that. So we'll leave that alone. Building alerts, vendor alert, vendor pending approval, vendor approved, vendor rejected. These are currently inactive, but as you work on the vendor database and you do things there, if you feel like this is helpful, you can always turn these on. Not sure exactly what that means when a vendor record enters the unapproved status. So I don't know how much we're really using this right now. So maybe there's a process for approving and just rejecting vendors, but right now we're not really using this. So we can disregard it for now. E-signature alerts. Lease e-signature status has changed. You're on here for some reason. When a lease signature document is sent, signed, or changes status. I don't know why you need to be on that one. I'll just take you off that one. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll save that. All right. Now let's go to tenant notifications. Okay. So when like all these are here are the circumstances when an alert is sent to a tenant. All these are automatic communications to a tenant, things to do with their lease, maintenance, payments, communication. So let's look at maintenance. This is what's going to apply to you. So this is tenant. So when the tenant, when a resident, this alert is sent to a resident when a service request is created. Okay, so if you look at this one, this is the alert. This is the email they get, just so you know. So when a service request is created on the resident portal, so I'm a tenant and I'm creating a work order request. The moment I push send, this email gets sent to them. Okay, and it says, this is to confirm receipt of your request and notify you that it has been opened. Our property managers and service team will reach out for additional clarification. Really, our property managers. Please review this page and ensure you have taken the necessary steps to troubleshoot the work order. This may save you money if you're found responsible for the repair. So that's cool. It takes them here. I don't know how many people actually use it to troubleshoot it, but hopefully that will take care of some things and they can cancel the work order. At least we gave them a shot. Next step, to expedite resolution, please contact Mark, no, the property manager with a phone call or text and upload photos of the problem. So we are telling them to do that, Mark. It's just, we don't get a lot of it. Right. As well as provide best day and time. This is an appliance or systems related work order. Please attach a photo of the sticker so we can determine the age and repair. So we, as you see, we do our best to really front load what we need. I think the communication is accurate. It's just not being followed or reinforced.
Well, let me ask you this: when a tenant is taken over a lease on a property, and the property manager is, I mean, what do they go over? I mean, I was there when Ashley was doing the walkthrough with the tenants at the one property. I mean, she never like went over. I mean, when do they go over this? Like, this is kind of important that they know this email. That way.
Email gets sent to the tenant.
Yeah, but yeah, like you said, reading it, knowing that that's what their responsibility is.
Oh, you mean the property manager? They
Yeah.
know, they should know that this is their responsibility. If not following it, then it would help if you could just give them a reminder every time. After you give them a few reminders day in and day out, they'll start getting it. And if you need to pull in Valerie for additional training, you can do that too. So I need to update this because this is Ashley's number, but I also need to put Michael's number in here. So Michael's number is this right here, which is 703-249-4517. 703-249-4517. Michael Hart. And then here, I guess I gotta add Brian. I'm just gonna put Brian Tanaka. I'll fix this later. I don't want to take so much time on the phone since this is for you. I'll fix this when I'm with them. But for now, this will be a nice quick change. I'll put Brian. Here, 512-359-7167. There we go. We got Wes, Brian and Coughlin, and Michael Hart. All right. And this Cedar part should be here. Okay. Let me just copy and paste this onto the next one. I'll fix this up later. Anyways, it gives them the property manager of who to call, right? And then response time. You will see response by noon the next business day. Only call ahead and emergencies will receive a response sooner. Other details, you will be charged a repair deductible. There's a reminder about that. An introductory email will be sent to you and the vendor. They will reach out with it. That's a marriage email. I'm trying to set their expectation on what they can expect. Whenever the scheduled end date is set, notify the service team so we can document it. So I'm asking them to give us the SED. If a Marco maintenance tech is able to complete the service, they'll do their best to provide 24 hours notice for appointed window of time to arrive. Basically, you don't have to be there, and we'll just access it whether you're there or not. And you can use a survey, and that's pretty much it. And this is coming from the service team. I'm wondering if it could come from the property manager team. Thanks.
Yeah, because they're the ones that are
Reply to
initiating it.
Property manager, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Reply to property manager. So this might be a good change. Reply to property manager. I'll say property manager team. And then the phone number, I'll just leave off for now. The phone numbers are up here. Okay, so these little tweaks, these little updates might help direct things to the right place. We'll save that. Let's go to the next one. So the first one is when it's tenant created. The next one is when it's company created. Okay, you go here. This alert applies to work orders with the send tenant alert checkbox marked and is sent to tenants. Apply to, again, property manager, especially if they're replying to this newly created work order and there's immediate questions. And then CC service, I think that would make sense. Confirmation of work order receipt. Okay, hey, this one has been opened. You'll receive an email with the vendor contact information, basically the same thing. Here, let me just go ahead and, oh, interesting. This one has been changed already. Coughlin, West, Ashley.
Where's Brian? Mike.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that later. For now, I'll just fix it later. So basically the same thing, right? Except we generated this instead of them. And we'll take this off. I'll fix the property manager contact later. Service request assigned to a service provider. Okay, this is when it's in Jared. Well, actually, it may not be in Jared and Maribel's hands. It could be either them or the property manager, depending on how they were able to when they were able to do that. But work order is assigned to a service provider. Work order has been assigned. Here's your provider name, phone. This information below has been shared with them. This shows their resident contact name, all that stuff. Again, I need to update this. And we need to change that. Any other suggestions?
Mm. No.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. So we'll save that. Reply to a service. I guess at this point, it's kind of like past the initiation stage. So service goes to you. It's not going to Jared and Maribel. Do you want to go to Jared and Maribel or you?
And
What
this
we can do-
this one is the service request assigned to,
A vendor.
yeah, I mean, you can start
Yeah,
getting
I
them,
mean-
start letting them get used to the workload of emails.
It goes to you and them if they reply to this. So let's save that. Service request is closed. Well, when it's closed, it really doesn't matter to any of us. Basically, it's closed. Thanks for your feedback regarding the work of quality and vendor. If you have not already provided any feedback, we left you a voicemail and text in an attempt to reach you. Is that being done? When they close the work, when they confirm a work order?
Well, I mean, they're checking it off.
So it should be
You're
done.
talking, yeah, you're talking about the tenant? Yeah,
I'm
I
saying
mean,
every time a scheduled end date is passed, and then Jared and Maribel should be calling them and say, hey, how was the work? How was the vendor?
right,
Just want to make sure everything's done, right? So that's what they're doing. They're leaving a voicemail and text if they have not already provided any feedback.
yeah, under the confirmation stage.
If you have any questions or feedback, please contact our service team at service@. That goes directly to you, not to Jared and Maribel, or call the team line. So this will be good because if things are being closed out and they're not happy and they're calling you, you're going to be the first one to know. You can be like, Jared and Maribel, did you do a thorough job closing this out? Because I'm getting these calls, right? So this is a good kind of like a QC step. We're all interested in hearing about your experience, blah, blah, blah. Thanks, service team, Marcel Realty. So this goes to you, basically. You kind of monitor the after service repair email. You okay with this?
It's all right. I mean,
Save it.
yeah, I mean, well, I mean, I don't get that many of those, but yeah.
Okay. That's pretty much it. Service request denied. It's sent to tenants when a work order is rejected, either online by the owner or by us. I think this needs to be on so they know it's denied. I'm sorry that your request is denied. I'm sorry to inform you that your service request was recently closed. We need to put a little bit of meat around this one. Let me just reach back into that.
So this is service request denied by the owner or us.
Either or. So I'm going to go here and I'm just going to put I'm sorry to inform you that your service request is recently closed due to the fact that the work was not approved by the property owner. I'm just going to say it was recently closed because it could be a variety of reasons. I'm just going to leave all this out. I'm going to say, if your property manager has not contacted you for an explanation, please feel free to call them. And then I'll do that. How's that?
Yeah.
If they're going to cancel, they should tell them, you know what I mean? So if not, then they deserve to get a phone call. So, hey, what's going on? Oh yeah, I should have told you. Sorry, right? All right, so we'll just save that. That should be turned on. But actually, that service request denied reply to should be property
Property
manager.
manager,
There we go. All right, cool. Payments and nothing there. So that's all tenant alerts. The other one would be owner alerts. We're almost through here. Owner notifications. There's only two for the owner. New work order is sent to the owners when a new work order is created. So they get notified of every work order that's created. And this would be property manager. This is to inform you that a maintenance request has been generated. If applicable, will begin coordination with the tenant. For our contract, we'll make approval decisions on work orders under the repair cap. If it's over, we'll follow the procedures below. If it's not time sensitive, we obtain approval from the owner. If it is time sensitive, and if it's an emergency, so you can just read through that. So basically, there's three situations. Not time sensitive, we're always going to get approval. It is time sensitive, we're going to say, hey, here's what we're going to do, but we're going to move forward. If we don't hear from you within 24 hours, here's what we're going to do. And then if the repair is a time sensitive emergency, we're not even going to give them 24 hours. We're just going to do it and tell them what we've done. Okay, so those are the expectations we set. Thank you, Mark Sebastian, team leader. I would say property manager team. They don't need to be contacting you on the initiate, right? Property manager. But what we should do is put their contact information here. Property manager contact info. How's that? Okay. Oh, this font is so wonky. Every font is different. I'm going to just make it all Arial. And then this is 14 point. I'll make this 14 point. So it's not like all these different sizes. Okay. All right. That's good. Save it. And then work order pending approval. This alert is sent to the owners on a daily basis when a work order is pending owner approval. Well, they need all the help they can get, right? So I'm going to turn this bad boy on. Please about the following work orders are pending approval. No, actually, we don't wait for them to say yes, approved before we do it. It's almost like more of an administrative thing. So I'm just gonna leave this off. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, unless it's over the deductible. I mean, so
yeah, we don't use that field, so we'll leave that off. That's it for this one. Lastly is vendor notifications. Oh, this is your wheelhouse. There's only one. Pending deposits. This real time is sent to vendors when a bill payment. When a bill payment with e-check payment method is saved. I don't think this is really anything to do with you. This is more of an accounting.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So now you know.
I thought they were the vendor. Well, we already went. The vendors, they just get the notification email, the marriage email. That's not in this section.
But that's not automated. That's generated manually by the property manager.
Property manager, yeah.
All right, so this is a good class. We'll end the recording here, but basically, you know that these are some tools for limited amounts of notifications that you and or your team can have, you know, some situational awareness on, depending on how you want to, who you want to put on what.
Is there any way to, you know, obviously the notifications are email related. What about like, so when the individual users log into Propertyware, like it's a notification box. Do we have that ability where, you know, each, like property managers have their thing and service has their thing?
And so these notifications here are, let's see, these are their tenant. So these are emails to their not conversations. These are emails that are generated to their inbox. I don't think these are anything like conversations. I think these are just emails that are generated. Because I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it does. I mean, these are things I think that help speed up the process, because if you're going down through all your emails are a compilation of everything versus like in property where you open a property where when I open it up, you know, I don't know, it'd be nice to have a list of notifications for that day that have
Like
generated
when you, I
themselves.
think when you go to dashboards, if you have anybody, because you
Yeah.
will get an alert if they send you something and make a note. But then here's a service management view. So you may be able to do stuff in your dashboard.
You're still recording, but you took the screen off.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I've never really played around with it. I just rely on the email notices that there's a conversation made by a tenant or owner. But under dashboard service management view, you may be able to add different dashlets here if you want to, kind of like a one place to view everything. And one of the dashlets may be like conversations, latest conversations.
yeah, it might be nice.
Add dashlet, report, chart type. These are all charts. Yeah. Spotlight. Yeah. Desktop. Oh, here it is. You go to desktop, you go to conversation.
Yeah.
This is the compilation of the conversations, the latest conversation. So here's the latest one sent on February 8th. This is Kimberly. This is a short-term rental. Today, yeah, you could do it that way. Work through them. All right, cool. Let me stop recording. And this will be the class for alert notifications for the service team.